I appreciate and I'm indeed honored that the work that we do for the people of Nairobi is noticed and gets to be seen by other people. I am one of those people who believe that you can tell people the truth and they will still like you and they will still vote for you. Because Kenyans, I think, have been treated to a situation where leaders get into office essentially by false pretenses, if we can use a legal definition. Because if you say that you're going to do X, you're going to do Y, and then you get there and you just do the exact opposite, or you forget the promises that you made to the people, I think fundamentally there's something wrong with that. For me, credibility is everything. If you're credible, people will believe what you say. People will believe that you have their best interests at heart, and they will entrust you with that leadership mantle. Kenyans appreciate that we are fighting a very steep battle in the Houses of Parliament, both in the National Assembly and in the Senate, that in fact our colleagues from the government side cannot be reasoned with, even when they're inflicting pain on their own people, on themselves. Once the instruction comes down from State House that this is what we want to do, they cannot be convinced or persuaded to do otherwise, even in their own best interest. And that is one of the best examples. The other example is during the debate on the division of revenue. We as a Senate, our primary mandate, in fact, is to look after the interests of the counties. And when I was campaigning, I promised that I would go to the floor of the Senate and fight as much as possible to get extra resources for Nairobi to be able to deal with all our issues here, the hospitals, the drugs in those hospitals, our issues with drainage, our issues with the environment. And I get to the floor of the Senate, and an option is put on the table between granting counties 407 billion shillings in this financial year in terms of the equitable share, and the government proposal of 385 billion. And it appears to me like this is an obvious choice, that you as a senator, all of us want extra resources to go to the counties. Would you believe it, our colleagues in the majority side, because they had been given direction by the executive, they went for the lower figure of 385. And I, as Nairobi alone, lost 1.5 billion shillings extra that would have come to the people of Nairobi if we had gone with 407 billion shillings. I've gotten to a place where I believe that the solution to the problem we have must come from the people. Yes. It is not that when we are in leadership positions such as we are, that we are geniuses who know everything and have a plan all the time. No. Most of the times you will see us going back to the people, and we have never taken any steps without conferring with the people, because those are our bosses. Every time I am unable to move because of the constraints that we have discussed here, including the voting robots I have to face in Parliament, I can only go back to the people and ask them, what are we supposed to do? I don't think you can go. I don't think it's trolling or something that I do deliberately. Yes. I receive invitations to shows, yes, and I don't bother to ask the media houses who is on the other side or what we're going to discuss. Yes. You yourself can bear me witness. I didn't ask you what you're going to ask me. I wake up in the morning and I show up and I find Khalwale there. He's the one who's speaking for government. Yes. You know? Yes. So it's not as if I pick him or I pick on him, but I consider him a friend. Yes. And I still know that Khalwale is a good man. I have told you, if you scrape off that yellow paint that he painted himself in during the last election, he's a good man. He appreciates his own people. Tell him every day that what you're trying to do is to defend the indefensible. So I have nothing personal against him. He's a friend. I consider him a friend. And in the house, we're very cordial. I believe that sometimes because of the roles that maybe he's been given as a whip of majority, his objectivity is obfuscated during execution of those roles. But I have nothing against him.